I was shaking in my boots. Come on. Hey y'all, it is me, Tay Marquise. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been here before, thank you for being a friend. If you were born in the late 90s or the early 2000s, you probably grew up on Disney Channel. And that's not excluding anybody that was born before or after. I'm just saying, I feel like that's when Disney Channel was in their prime. The shows were great, the vibes were great, everything was great. And then Disney, once people start, I don't know, because Disney already had money, so I can't say once people start making money, they start acting different, because that's not true. Things just got wonky, At some point, I realized I got less interested in watching the Disney Channel, but that's neither here nor there. I still love Disney Channel to the core, and Disney is part of the foundation of who I am. Thank you, Disney. First of all, I always wanted to be on Disney Channel. We all wanted to be on Disney Channel. I wanted to be a child actor so bad. I was learning the lines. I was learning the dances from the Disney Channel original movies. I was learning all the isms. I'm Tay and you're watching Disney Channel, because I love That's So Raven, Phineas and Ferb, Wizards of Waverly Place, Hannah Montana, and the whole High School Musical trilogy. They said they was gonna give us the number 4, but they lied. They lied! And decided to come out with a TV show. Not knocking the show. I've only watched a little bit of one episode. I'm probably gonna watch it now because I got a free Disney Plus subscription from one of the talk shows I went on. Thank you, The View. I like The View. You're my best view. I even auditioned for Disney Channel after hearing the little radio announcement. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. I heard the little radio announcement as a kid, and at that moment, I knew it was time. It was time. God was shining the light on me, and it was time for me to be doom, 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 doom. Yeah, I don't remember who I was in the car with when we heard the radio announcement, but I'm pretty sure it was my mom. But I know for sure that my dad was the one that took me to the audition. And again, if you know, this video is gonna be if you know city, because if you know about these Disney auditions, in the hotel, the conference room. Yeah, it was one of those. So we're gonna tap into that story. Put your seatbelt on, because it's gonna be a fun one. I'm sure all of the stories start in a similar way. It was a calm Tuesday afternoon, and I was on my way home from school, and I hear this radio announcement. Do you have what it takes to be the next Disney star, or something of that nature? And of course, for me, the answer was yes. I knew I was Tay Marquise before Tay Marquise was even a thing. This was something I dreamed of ever since I was a little kid, and I knew I had that spark that they needed. So the answer was yes, triple, duper, quadruple yes. I don't remember the in-between details, like convincing my dad to take me, but I know he took me, so it worked. But I know he said, "Don't come up here wasting my time." And I was not coming to waste his time, because I wasn't wasting my time either. But I wasn't coming to waste his time because he didn't play. One thing he doesn't like doing is wasting time. And I will say that is the great thing to inherit, because me today, I don't waste the time. I don't waste the dime. I don't play about it either. Thank you, Dad. Anyway, I convinced him to wake up on a Saturday morning for an afternoon audition slot, and we were on our way to Tampa. Y'all, Tampa is pretty close technically, but we just wasn't going back and forth to Tampa. That just wasn't something that we did. But for Disney, we did it. This audition took place in none other than the iconic hotel conference room that we all know and love so dearly. And I got there, and there was a bunch of kids and their parents. We were obviously there for the same reason. I blacked out, so I don't remember a single face. I remember one face from the audition, y'all, and you'll find out who in a second. We checked in the hotel lobby, and they sent us to the conference room where all the kids and their parents were. And like I said, I blacked out, so I don't remember a single thing that was going on. I just remember the chatter. You know what happens in audition rooms. Listen, you think when you get older that theater and performing arts and all that changes? No, when you go in an audition space, there's going to be chatter, and it's like so much. It's not even white noise. I don't know what to call it. It's just noise. What I will say, y'all, is I was shaking in my boots, and I had to hide it because of my dad back then. He had an interesting way of telling me not to be nervous, or telling me that I had it, or just motivating me in general. He was a coach, all these things. So he was just like my life coach at the time. Instead of saying, "Oh, you got this. You can do anything you can put your mind to. You just focus. You just do what you got to do." It came out as, "What you scared for?" I'm just scared. I'm like, chill. Why you so hyped? It felt like he was dismissing my obvious feelings. Like, obviously I care about this audition. Obviously I'm nervous. What do you want me to say? I'm not used to this. I haven't worked this muscle. I ain't had no training at all. I just did it in school as after school thing. They don't break down the scenes. They don't do all of that stuff like that. They block it. They tell you to remember it, and then that was it. I wasn't even in double digits yet, y'all. I was still legit, as we say in Florida. My mom loves that word. You're welcome, Mom. Once we got into the room, they had the table set up for where the agents would be. They had the seating set up in rows, and we were all facing one direction, like the back of the room where this lady was holding a mic. I don't know what to call her, but she was kind of like hosting in a way. But I think she was just there to do the icebreaker and to introduce us to the special guest. I don't even remember if the lady said hello, but what I do vividly remember is two things from this audition experience. One, she says whatever she says, and then she asks if someone wants to come perform or something of the sort. I don't remember what she said, y'all. Just remember I'm in blackout, my shutters are on. She asked if someone wants to come perform. So this little girl gets up, and of course my dad is next to me, like nudging me, giving me the eye. I feel him death staring at me, y'all. He like, why you ain't raising your hand? You better raise your hand. You have one chance. You ain't raise your hand. He anger whispering to me. I'm like, chill. But I'm nervous. Like, y'all, I'm literally like this. And then the little girl was like, yeah, I would love to sing. And the lady was like, what are you going to sing? She was like, I'm going to sing It's the Climb. I was like, she ate that one. She ate it. She got it. Everybody, you can leave. She got it. And she sings. And y'all, the girl was good. So while I'm trying to enjoy it, I hear my dad tell me, you should have raised your hand. Why you barely put your, because I put my hand up like this. Why you barely put your hand up? You should have raised your hand.
You acting scared.
I'm like, chill. I got this. You better lay low. So after the girl finishes singing and I finish bathing in my sadness because the song is so moving all the time, you know, it's the climb. If you know it's the climb, it's an emotional climb. And after that, she was like, okay, we have a special guest. And she brings out Jennifer Veal. I think that's how you say her last name, but she's the lady who played Agatha and Jessie and also played Agatha's pretty twin sister. So they just gave her a mold to make her look ugly. And I think they did some prosthetics on her nose and they did something with her too. And I think she had a British accent. I don't know if she's British in real life, but she was British then. And she was there. So I was like, oh, this is legit. I'm in for the money. I know where my next check's coming from. And I know where my next few checks are coming from. And I know where my life's checks are coming from. Disney. It's legit. I'm set and ready to go. How I remember her, I don't know. She's the only person I remember from that audition. The reason I didn't raise my hand to sing was because that is not what I came here to do for these agents. They told me, I don't remember if they sent us an email or if we had to set anything up. I don't even remember how I scheduled the audition, y'all. I don't remember anything. I don't remember a thing. But I didn't come here to sing It's the Climb. I wasn't trying to climb. I was trying to read my lines. I came here to do the acting. But anyway, after the girl got on the mic and sang It's the Climb, I was like, must be nice. And it's something I will never forget because, you know, in life, there's always a thing or some things that you kind of regret. And at first, that thing used to eat me up. I was like, I wish I would have got up and sang It's the Climb. Like, she was so genius, you know, especially as an adult auditioning in the theater realm, just auditioning period, you always see people and you're like, oh my God, that's such a genius idea, or that's great, or they had a great moment, or that person really did something that stood out and they took the leap. So for a while, I was like, dang, I should have sang It's the Climb. Yeah, nonetheless, I'm still performing to this day. So whether I sing It's the Climb or not, I'm still climbing. And the way my daddy was anger whispering to me, you would have thought he was auditioning. He was real serious. He was serious about it. I'm just sitting here trying to enjoy this song while it's holding me together because I'm about to break into a million pieces because I'm just so nervous. Nervous. Mind you, I don't even really know what's happening. I don't think they broke it down as to what was going to happen in the audition. They just gave us an audition time for us to come to the hotel and check in, You get the information when you get there. So I think that's what happened because I don't have any trace of anything. Any emails, none of that. I don't remember any of that happening. I just think we might have called and scheduled, but the details, I just wrote them down from the radio. You know, classic. I like to write stuff down, and I still write stuff down to this day. I hate doing a lot of stuff on my phone. Contrary to popular belief. Still got a planner, I still got a journal, I still got all this stuff to scrub it out. Ain't nothing like paper. And as I mentioned earlier, the agents were already in the room, y'all. So I just knew I lost my chance. They were sitting in the back at their tables, and this is also where we're going to be auditioning. Like, we're going to audition in this room simultaneously with one another. It didn't click in my mind that that's what was going to happen. Remember, blackout. Imagine actors, performers, anybody who works and has interviewed or auditioned for a job. Just think about doing your interview, which I actually have done recently, which is funny. Doing an interview with a room full of people, interviewing at the same exact time, literally in such close proximity. Job interviews, the 9 to 5 that I did was fine, but if we did it in theater, everybody's in everybody's business. People wondering what other people are doing, people judging, Not that I care, but a lot of people care about that kind of stuff. It would not fly. It would not be good. And if y'all have heard about the things about these kids' TV shows and all the stuff that came out today, child actors go through a lot, and I'm so grateful. I think I have to be grateful that I didn't become a child actor because you lose so much of your life if you're successful as a child. You lose a lot of the life that you could have had potentially as a normal child. The normalcy of it all. Obviously, there's perks, but as of today, it's not looking like all the pros outweigh the cons, at least as far as mental health goes. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, it wasn't meant to be. I'm a strong believer in everything happens for a reason, and I think my life, as far as the child actor thing goes, worked out the way that it was supposed to. Let's continue. So when it came to the agents, they all had, I believe, sheets of paper for us to fill out our information, and they had either like literal, I think they had literal strips of paper and or just regular paper with the sides/commercial things that we were supposed to memorize in like however much time they gave us. So we would go to the tables, go to our designated agents, they would give us the paper, we would leave the conference room. They didn't really give us a space to rehearse. It was just like another space that looked also like a conference room, but was the lobby of the hotel area. So we found a spot, the center of the floor, and I started learning those lines ASAP. I don't know, my brain was churning back then. It was good. Pandemic kind of took some of that away, but we're back. I was trying real hard to memorize. I really don't remember what my dad was doing at the time. He was minding his business. It wasn't really like child actor parent dynamic that you know stereotypically, because obviously this is my first time doing anything like this. Everything that I did as far as performing arts was done in school, and I just did that on my own. So I learned those lines. I went back in, and like I said, everybody's auditioning simultaneously in front of the table, standing right in front of the agents. And y'all, auditioning today in New York City, you get some distance. But when I was auditioning for Disney Channel, or should I say Disney Channel, we're like right in their faces doing the commercial. And I memorized that commercial. I did it well, and everything worked out fine. But there's just a lot of things that just feel so weird now that I'm reflecting on it. I remember my lines being from a Coca-Cola ad. I don't remember what the lines were, because I was very much get it in, get it out, and leave after showing them what I'm about. I think when I was younger, I developed the extreme ability to block out stuff subconsciously and consciously, to where I don't remember so many things, but there are things that I remember that I'm like, why do I remember that? It'll be something random. Obviously, if it's something poignant and something that was monumental in my life or changed my life for the better, I'll remember it. But sometimes it's these things that I deem as irrelevant that are markers in time for me. So it's kind of interesting. Comment below something that you remember that's strange or like random that you never thought you'd remember as a kid. Comment below. But yeah, as I get older, if I smell a familiar scent, if I taste something that tastes familiar, if I have any sensational experience that is similar to something I experienced when I was younger, a memory comes back to me. I'm like, and it just warms my heart. Thankfully, it's usually good memories. Y'all, our brains are one of the most powerful things. Not to get all philosophical in the middle of my story time, but I just have to say, y'all, believe in the power of your brain. It's so strong. Mind over matter. So after memorizing my Coca-Cola commercial and performing it so well in front of the agents, I was about to say Coca-Cola agents, they decided they wanted to set up a meeting, and I was like I said, we got it. I'm booked. We don't need a meeting. Just call me for rehearsal. Call me on set. And like I said, when I heard it on the radio, I knew I was in. I went to the meeting with my dad in a small room, and the agent was already there. You know, they had the little chairs, the little rolly chairs. We sat down and we were like, so, you know, that moment. And of course, he started by telling me, I remember it was man. And of course, he started with, oh, we thought he was great. We just think acting lessons and additional training will take him to the next level. You just need to give us $3,000 within the next week. Dum. What? What do you mean? So I was taken aback. I've never even uttered 3,000. I probably uttered $1 million, but I couldn't conceptualize money. I wasn't making money back then. I didn't really know what it meant to have money. $3,000? 3 bands? Again, I'm thanking God that my family didn't have the money, because if we had the money, Disney would have it, or whoever those people were. I don't even know if they were with Disney, but they would have the money. If we had the money, we would have given it to them. Because although the classes would have been useful, I'm sure I could have found some acting classes for the time being for way less than $3,000. We didn't have no money. So we didn't have Disney acting lessons assigned by a Disney agent kind of money either. My mom posted on Facebook this and that, and then we got some support from people who had a little bit of insight onto the industry, and they were like, if somebody's asking you to pay $3,000 next week for them to sign you, then maybe you shouldn't join them. And I was like, yeah. You're kind of right. Thank you. I've never been one to give up easily, but this acted as a relief for me, because this was kind of stressful for me to try to figure out things financially, not knowing really how finances work. Obviously, I was conscious that we didn't have money. I knew what it meant to save. I knew how to count money. I knew what it meant to make money. I knew all these things, but I just didn't know the impact / the merit behind signing with an agent, maintaining your integrity as an actor and as a performer, and not giving so much away financially before you even get a job, before they even get you work, before they get you anything, before they even sign you. Thank God I didn't sign my life away. They could have had me. Most people just called it a scam, and we could just leave it at that, to be honest. All I can say was, it was fun while it lasted. I remember telling everybody at school the week before it happened about the audition, because I was just so excited, y'all. Back then, I had a thing for telling people my business. I feel like as a kid, we're taught to be competitive, and everybody wants to compare their wins. I feel like it wasn't coming out of a place of comparison, because I wasn't thinking like, oh, this person has this, so I have to do this. I was just so happy to share things, and I feel like I'm still that way in life. But as I got older, I learned that you have to be very particular and very strict about who you share information with, especially when it comes to opportunities and blessings that are in the works and, you know, on their way to you and haven't come to fruition yet. I believe I'm powerful enough and my mentality is strong enough to the point where no one can alter what my dreams are supposed to be or what my blessings are going to be. But I do believe there's something to be said about telling your business to people before it even happens and revealing stuff that isn't complete or isn't fully fleshed out. Do with that information what you will, but now I'm very strict about that. Some people don't even find out that I did something after I did it. Sometimes I don't even want to talk about it. I just feel weird. Maybe this is me trying to be extra humble, but it's not me trying to be humble. It just happens in a way that after I do something and somebody's like, oh my God, I saw you did this on Instagram. Da, 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 da. I'm like, yeah, it was fun. They're like, and they want me to tell them about it. Maybe I just don't want to talk about it too much. I like to keep moving on and not harp on anything, whether it's bad or good. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. But in terms of sharing things and sharing stories and talking about things that you experienced in life, I will say that a lot of people, and myself growing up, we can harp on things and talk about negative things over and over and over and over again. But when good things happen, we don't want to talk about them that long. We don't talk about them that long. We don't let them impact us that long. If we let every good thing that happened to us affect us for the same time period that the bad things affect us, life would just be happier. Now, wouldn't it? So do that. Sometimes I wonder if I sang It's the Climb at that Disney audition, y'all. I still just wonder. Or just any song. But I was thinking about it for a little bit, while I was in school, especially not having anything to show for my Disney audition that I told everybody about. And I know at the end of the day, they wanted me to pay. And if it's something that requires me to pay, then the opportunity probably isn't for Tay. Thank you and come again. Bye.